Good morning, everyone. Today we're gonna talk about the differences between Ovation of the Seas and the Diamond Princess cruise ship. This is just based on our experience.
6 to Blue 24, and we're going ahead of schedule. So if you're holding any of the Blue tag numbers from Blue 6 to Blue 24, we have a call for you to leave the ship and disembark via the exit points on deck 7 forward and deck 7 aft. We thank you so much for sailing with us on board the beautiful Diamond Princess and wish you a safe and pleasant onboard journey.
Three cruises on 2 ships this year. So you got 5 different cruise ships. Rate them in one to like the worst to the best. So start out with the worst and then go to the best.
Okay. The worst was the Costa.
Costa, I agree. Costa Serena.
Costa Serena.
Is the food will be difficult mostly on the buffet, even in the dining room.
Okay, from last year, so from Costa and then to the next was the Norwegian was a bit good compared to the Costa. So from I think I can say
Yeah, the celebrity.
I think this one.
This one was the second worst.
No, not worst.
We're going from the worst to the best.
Okay, worst was
and then the next worst.
Costa Serena. Okay.
The one that's just above that.
About that. Norwegian was good.
Good. We're looking at the worst to the best. So
Yeah, I mean, I'm
we're going
comparing.
from like number 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
We were in Norwegian, Costa Serena, and then
Celebrity sources.
oh, there was big
And
ship
then the
too.
Ovation too. And this one. Those 5, which one is the worst out of those 4? Ovation, Princess, Norwegian, or Celebrity.
Because what I like about Norwegian was we had this dinner date.
But I like the food in Norwegian really better.
Yeah, the food was good.
So I would put it as number 4. It was a small ship too.
So on Costa Serena, the second one was the Ovation. Okay,
The second worst is the number 4 Ovation.
Yeah, okay.
I agree with that too.
the Ovation,
And then out of the Norwegian, Celebrity, and Princess, which is the worst.
So from the good one, I would like to put upper the Norwegian. So second is the Princess. So the
What's the first? What would be the first one?
Norwegian.
Okay, but what's the third one? We're going from the worst down.
Okay, okay.
So what's out of Norwegian, Celebrity, and this one?
Ayun, the Celebrity. Celebrity was the third one. Yeah, and then next was this one. And then,
Norwegian.
then the first one was the Norwegian.
And Celebrity is supposed to be known as a class cruise ship, and I think Princess is up in the higher class than Norwegian. But I agree, Norwegian is much better. Princess is nice, but it seems like it's kind of couldn't say not boring, but compared to the other ships, it's boring. The thing with the Ovation is that there's so many things to do. It's just so big crowded.
Yeah.
Ovation just you couldn't enjoy the cruise because you're always fighting crowds. You know, no matter what you're doing, there was a crowd. So that was a crowd. But we're not like partiers, so
Actually, first impression when we get in from that Ovation.
we thought that was wonderful.
Yeah, it was good. I said,
Probably the
wow.
best looking ship.
Yeah. I said, wow, this has too much activities. Like for example, the North Star was there, so that was my first time actually to see that North Star record and this flow rider, something like that. I said, this must be fun because of this kind of stuff inside that ship. But when it comes to dining, that's the first thing that you were thinking this would be nice. But then when it comes to dining, that's the part that was their like disadvantage of the other ship. So, but above that, but also their entertainment is not good.
On the Ovation.
And the ovation, yeah, wasn't good. So.
Well, I think a lot of it's family relations are close to a lot of entertainment. It seems like there's a lot of people, entertainers from Australia.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's just the ships and the entertainment. But then as food-wise, what do you think about the dining room? To me, it seems like I've been on a lot of cruises. This year, it seems like the dining room is like they've cut back on the portions and the quality of the food they serve in the dining room. You know, usually you would go out to a breakfast. I mean, the first day we got here, we went to breakfast right in the dining room.
Yeah, yeah.
It wasn't this, was the other cruise. It was this one.
This one.
This one. And I ordered some yogurts. And it had like a little teeny tiny quarters. Maybe
was
2 tablespoons of yogurt. It was a joke.
Yeah, it was in international dining.
International.
Yeah.
dining. So
Then-
I'm thinking that, my gosh, you know, they ordered, breakfast.
It was
They
for-
did such little portions.
Yeah, and also their oranges in a little teeny glass, so
Oh yeah, the orange juice.
for kids.
Mine was pineapple juice. It was half as big as
Yeah,
this coffee mug.
I ordered orange, but then they give us same glass as like that big.
You
I
got
ordered
like
pineapple.
3 swallows.
Oh my god. So
it
we
seems
did
like
it.
You don't really realize that because you haven't been on very many cruises. But it's just, I mean, I think maybe the whole cruise industry, because across the board, all of them were kind of like the dining room. It wasn't near as nice. I remember going to the dining room and they had this great big menu with all these choices.
Yeah.
We'd get a paper that had like 3 choices for
Yeah.
appetite, 3 or 4, and 3 or 4 choices for mains.
Yeah.
So it just was, and then even the dessert, the desserts, used to be really nice. This little teeny thing of ice cream.
But we never go back to that international dining.
Well, yeah, after that,
After that, we were
there was much better food at the buffet than the dining.
Yeah.
We went to the dinner dining.
dinner dining in
It was
Santa
okay,
Fe
but
dining.
the only thing we found that was good on it was the salad or something.
Salmon, yeah, we like salmon.
So anything else, it just seems like it wasn't, it's more tasty.
But I remember in Ovation, we just had our salmon when we go to the what do you call it? The other buffet here.
Yeah, it was just as good. Well, here it was
Here,
salmon here too.
salmon every day,
Every day
almost
you could have
every
salmon
day.
It was like the Ovation had it every night. It's on the menu every night. But Ovation only had it like a couple nights.
Yeah,
And then what they had here was just as good.
the buffet, yeah. And Jeff was actually Jeff was complaining about me because I always eat the salmon. Then he said, "No, salmon again." It's so I always eat salmon. I'm always eating that fish salmon.
I think one of the times in Ovation when they had last night was the last night, so they had a lot of seafood, mussels, shrimp.
Shrimp was really good.
I really like shrimp. I remember the night they had
There were even crab. Did you notice that? There were crab, yeah.
But the whole nation, when they had it on one night, we went in, and there was just such a crowd around it, by the time I got to it, there was like 2 or 3 shrimp.
Here
It's
last
like just considered press. The thing about the Ovation was they got so many cabins, so many people, and then they made like, I think they made so many more venues, and then every venue was so small. But one of the things, remember, we talked about this, was on the Ovation. The only thing that was open after 9 o'clock was the pizza and the treats next to it. And at the end of this one, at the end of one corridor there, close to the end, it gets kind of off to the side. but after every show, everybody goes there to get a
Goes to
snack.
get- yeah,
And you couldn't.
snacks.
There's no place to sit.
Yeah.
Again, you want to get a pizza. You don't want to stand there and eat it off a plate. And
there's no
then
place to
they
sit.
would line up just to get water. I mean, it was like ridiculous. It's
Yeah,
like
even just water.
pizza where they have maybe 20 chairs. You got like 80, 90 people waiting to get some food. Absolutely. Oh, the other thing was the coffee stand and the drink stand for water. They got like maybe 5 feet, 6 feet for water, coffee, tea, and everything.
Yeah, always in a
And then the
queue.
creamer's right there next to one coffee. The only one thing you get coffee out of is one coffee supply. And
Yeah, plus the people will stay
creamery and
in
sugar is right next to it. Yeah, so you got to make this coffee, and they sit there and they mix their coffee.
They stand there and mix coffee.
So
something
there's a
like
line
that.
of 20 people waiting behind them.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, why couldn't you spread that out? They could have planned it out. Same with
not
where the food is.
organized, yeah.
The food's in a big old middle square.
Yeah.
Okay, so and then all the tables are clear down at the other end. The mass tables are clear at the end of the boat. So you have no
And
matter
when
what
you get there, there's no more
there's
vacant.
there's no seats, and then you got to go
Seats.
back all the way the other way, and there's no seats out. So.
And they have table in the pool area, but they have lounge
No,
chair.
it wasn't tables. It was like a little
Lounge
it was
chair.
a coffee table that's down like knee high.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Yeah, I
lower than the seat
remember
of the chair, so
Chairs,
it's kind of.
yeah.
And then the chairs were those cushion chairs, but that was clear at the other end of the pool too. Remember, it was in the smoking section where we
smoking
didn't like to
section.
be. We don't smoke, so. But you can tell the Ovation was a disaster.
Really
So
good.
I'm coming here on this one. It's instead of I think the Ovation's 11 years old. This thing's like 13 years old.
Yeah.
Much better. We much better like this kind of cruise. But she's gonna have some nice. You're gonna have a lot of nice videos of all the prettiness of the Ovation.
Ovation, yeah, I had first time to experience that North Star and the Ripcord and the Flow Rider. First time to see, so I saw it in cruise ship. So
But I think both of us would rather be on any cruise ship rather than no cruise ship. I think even the coast. I think the coast is almost down to that level where maybe we just won't go on that one. But even the Ovation, if it was the right price, I'd book it in a heartbeat because if I can go on that cruise for half as much as this cruise, well, I'll jump on the Ovation.
I know. We can deal with, like, for example, in that Ovation, we can still go back in that ship, but we have just to think, like, deal with it, like we go early to the buffet,
Yeah,
something
yeah.
like that. We go very early because it was a nice ship. You can roam around and have
Well,
a
we did go early the one
exercise.
time. We got there like 5 minutes after it opened, and everything was full. I don't know if
so
people.
you just have
I think
to-
everybody knew that they had to get there early because
Yeah.
because they all had the same problem we did.
Same
So,
problem.
but we don't want to keep a schedule. We want to kind of go as we want. But it's just here, like even here, there might be one time we come here where almost all the chairs are taken, but
Taken.
we can find one. Just walk a little.
Yeah,
ways.
just walk a little bit.
But we don't have to schedule our time around when they open just to get food, which we would have had to do on Ovation.
And like here in Diamond Princess, you cannot see people that standing beside the table that they're waiting for someone to be finished. Here you can go around outside, like to the pool area. There were some vacant tables and chairs.
You don't see people
You
standing
don't-
with food on the
yeah,
plate
you
waiting
will
for
not see
somebody
people
to get up.
standing
Yeah.
next to.
Ovations, they were the ones that.
Yeah, they're
That's what
waiting
made it so
beside.
crowded. People were standing around waiting for somebody to get up. So they were in the way, so nobody else move around. Terrible. And one of the other things is, I guess you could say, all the cruises we have a different clientele. Like this Princess is a little older crowd than Ovation, I think. With Ovation, we had two back-to-backs, a 4-day and a 3-day on the first 4-day. There must have been a women's group, probably 2,000 or 3,000 that were in that group. Would you say
3,000
3,000 were in that group? That women's group.
women's group.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I didn't think it was that many, but there was a women's group that was just that.
Yeah.
That was all
Well dressed every day.
Chinese or North Korean,
Koreans,
South
Chinese,
Korean.
yeah. So Koreans and Chinese, they're all in one group. You know, when we get
We were in Penang. We were in Penang, and,
Penang, yeah,
and they all
they have-
came off the ship at one time.
Yeah,
and
and
they
they
all
have-
wearing dresses.
yeah, they were well
Dresses
dressed.
to go
They were
excursion
so
around the town.
beautiful. Like they have this dress code. They have dress code. So they were all Koreans and Chinese. So I think they had this occasion or something. I don't know.
Yeah, but at the next 3 day, then it wasn't quite the same, but it was still
Yeah.
a younger crowd
Yeah.
than this crowd. And then last year when we went, we were on the Costa Serena, and that was all Filipinos.
Yeah,
Because it
Costa
left out
Serena
a-
was almost
out a-
too much Filipino.
What did we do on it? Went from Hong Kong to, we did Guatemala and back to Manila. I
Yeah,
think it went
go
to
to
Manila.
Puerto Princesa and
No, not the Serena.
Oh.
Serena just went to Hong Kong, back.
oh yeah,
Yeah, just went from Manila to Hong Kong and back.
that that was 3 days only.
No, it was 5. I think
5.
5 days. But that one was like probably 90% Filipino.
Filipinos, yeah, because they went to Disneyland.
I think that's why that maybe that's why they had the food that way, because on that cruise, even the dining room, they bring out a table and put all the food on the table like a buffet. But that one, it's like nobody ever said anything about how everything was going to work. We always had to kind of find out. But I think this is the what I like the best is somewhere between vacation on a cruise with cruises, 2 weeks to a month. I think that's the sweet spot. If you're over here more than a month, you get so sick. Like right now, we've done 11 days on this. We did 7 days on probation. So that's 18 days. That's that's 2.5 weeks, and then we're going to be spending by the time we're done another week in Singapore.
And a very good morning once again, ladies and gentlemen. This message comes to you from the guest service desk with a quick update on this morning's disembarkation process. We remain ahead of schedule, and we are now ready to call group callers Blue 28 and Blue 29. Blue 28 and Blue 29, please proceed to our exit points located on deck 7 forward and deck 7 aft. Deck 7 forward is right next to our Princess Theater. Deck 7 aft, right next to Club Fusion. So once again, we remain ahead of schedule, and we are just about 30 minutes ahead of schedule, ladies and gentlemen. We have now reminded you sufficiently about your Singapore arrival card. It is very important that you have this done before you disembark the vessel. Please have your passports in hand, as you will be proceeding through an immigration inspection onto your luggage and customs checks. So once again, we have called now all caller groups from Blue 6 all the way to Blue 28. Our guests on the Princess transfer to the airport. We will be calling you very shortly. We are just waiting for our buses to be aligned and welcoming all the luggage groups. So if you are out and about and your group has already been called, you may proceed to the gateways or to the exit points. Thanks and hope to see you soon back on board the Diamond or around the Princess family.
Pay the sales tax on top
For
of
those guests remaining on board for the next journey, please be reminded that you may disembark the vessel up to 10 o'clock, 10 a.m.
Morning,
to
Ban.
bring your passport, your medallion,
Morning.
anything you need for your time ashore.
Disembarkation day,
Full on board
so
for you
we're
will be
waiting for
3:30 this
our
afternoon. Ladies and
number
gentlemen,
to be
have a great
called.
day.
We have a number tag number that they will call. It's our turn to get out from the ship. They will kick us out now. They will kick us out now. No, it's not.
Yeah, they're kicking us off this cruise ship. We don't know why.
We don't know why they're kicking out us. It's called the disembarkation day. I'll make video of that. It's hot. I'll show you this flag. Show that flag. So here. We're closing the bar. Yeah, close the bar. And no one is swimming because they're getting out of the ship. Shut up. So I'm using my lens. I put it that my lens, yeah. So still the same. It's just a filter to
Filter, you should read
clearer.
in your package what that does. There should be something that does. Could be maybe anti-glare. Could be polarized.
Yeah, I need to know that.
Sun's gonna be in our face in a minute. Move inside. Is the sun's in your face? The sun's coming up. It's gonna
Yeah, it's coming to my face.
go inside if you want. The chairs I found.
Just want to stay here and take a little video. So we'll be staying in Singapore for 2 days and then we'll go back home. We'll just try to find out. What will we do? Honey, are you going to buy my charger?
Yeah, we'll try to find one.
Try to find one
Try to
charger.
find a charger for a laptop.
For my laptop so I can.
Yeah, that's the first thing in order today when we get back. We'll put our
Yeah.
bags in the have
Check
the hotel
in.
hold our bags and
Yeah.
we'll be off to find a charger for you.
So yeah. Disembarkation day. The best ship that like attract me was the Ovation inside the ship.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
That's the most beautiful ship we've been on.
beautiful, yeah.
I mean, it's very, very, very nice. All the other ships were old ships. You know, the Celebrity Solstice, that's an older ship. The Norwegian Sky, that's a real old ship. What was the other one that we went on? Oh, Serena, that's real old. That was really old.
Yeah, and the second
And this ship is like 22 to 23 years old. The Ovation is probably half the age, like 10 or 11 years. So,
this was the shape this was the ship known for the COVID.
this was the ship that was stopped because of COVID, where they kept everybody in their cabins. We talked to some people that knew about it, and they said that when we searched it out and read about it, they were stuck at the port in Yokohama, I think. It might not be right, but it was in Japan. It was stopped because some guy got off of it in Hong Kong who was tested positive for COVID after he disembarked. So then Yokohama to Japan, they said they couldn't let anybody off until they got tested. So they tested all the people, 10 people tested positive. So they tried to let them get off. They quarantined them, everything. I guess I don't know if they went to a hotel or something, was quarantined or whatever. But they still didn't let anybody else off until they tested them again a few days later, and another 10. So they kept everybody inside the cruise ship for 2 weeks, and they could not leave their room. They could not leave their room. They had to have the food brought to them. They could not leave their room under any circumstances, they said. So people that, we watched some videos about these people how it was when they were in the poor people in the interiors, without having a window. How bad was that? We had ocean view all these cruises here, which was nice. You could see outside, see where you were. But even that would be hard. I could see being on a balcony, that would be so much better. But oh my gosh, I'd need to be in a room for 14 days like in jail.
Yeah, quarantine. I experienced that also. Quarantine, you're just
You were in a
staying
hotel.
Yeah, I was in a hotel. I experienced that when I get back to the Philippines from Saudi Arabia. It was actually 16 days. It's not just 14 days. Usually it was 14 days. We call it quarantine.
Yeah, I was lucky because I was on the Mexican Riviera cruise on Norwegian when the COVID and all that stuff hit. When they canceled the cruise, I was halfway through a 7-day Norwegian. They finished the cruise, but the next cruise I had booked, they canceled. So, and then no more cruises for like when
How many years the cruise then?
it was just over a year. It was, because I guess I can't remember. I think it was like November when I was on. No, it wasn't. It was in the spring.
That was the time also that Philippine closed their flights like
Well, no, yeah. Well, that's they closed the Philippines down. I heard because I wanted to come to the Philippines before all this happened. My plan was to check out both Mexico, Panama, and the Philippines. I got Panama, Mexico. I went all over Mexico. I spent a couple months in Panama. And when I went to go check it out to go to the Philippines, they had closed it to all foreigners coming into the Philippines. So I couldn't go. So I kind of just that was just off my radar now. I was just gonna stay in Mexico. Yeah. But then that's when I got on all the cruises. And while I was on a cruise, that's when they opened it up again. By the time I got off the cruises, I got a booking to come here. So it was like it was in August. They went on the cruise, started the cruises. I think it had to be like March or April, February or March. What? 20? Kind of listed. My memory's so bad.
yeah, it doesn't matter. So.
Yeah. Should we go inside? Should we go inside?
Sure. I like the view here, but
Look and see.
it's so
So that was, it was March 7th is when I was on the cruise. That was the last cruise I was on. So it had to be like the March 14th cruise to Mexico. When we had Joy. And then I didn't go on another cruise until August of 2021. So that was almost 18 months. They didn't have any cruising.
almost 3 years.
So then I got on the cruises, and then when they opened it back up, 'cause I came here because I was waiting for a condo to be built in Mexico. That's why I came here, just to spend time until the condo was done. I was going to move back to condo. And then I met you. So I stayed.
Okay, let's go inside, guys. Gonna go inside because it's becoming hot here. So this is my view, guys. Wait, and I'll show it to them. So this is my view here. That's why I love to stay here. Shut up. This is our view. Love to stay here. So much stuff. Okay, so dot. My cell phone, my camera, my cell phone. Wait lang ha. Wait lang. Wait lang. Yeah. DJI camera. Yes. Try to find out. Still crowded, right? I want over here, honey. Oh. That's it. There's chairs? Okay. Coffee, okay.
That's the thing. They go after what? Now in those chairs, he said they're going after whatever, like paper.
Okay. Having the ducks. There's no vacant chair here. How about here? A round table here. Let's go.
Round table down there.
Okay. Wherever you want to go. Let's check the other side. There's a vacant table there. Or here, oh. Here would be fine.
Well, one more time, very good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you so much for your patience this morning while we are waiting now to call the next group. So at this time, we are pleased to inform that we are still slightly ahead of our schedule, and we are now ready to call our group Silver 26. So we invite all our guests with the luggage tag numbers Silver 26 to please proceed to the exit points on deck 7 forward by the Princess Theater and deck 7 up by Top Fusion.
Singapore na.
As a reminder, we hope that you have already completed your Singapore digital arrival card, which is mandatory prior to disembarking the ship in order to avoid any delay in the terminal. Please have your passport as well in your hands, as they are required to present them when entering and exiting the terminal, and in order to speed up the disembarkation process. We thank you so much for sending with us on board the beautiful Diamond Princess. On behalf of the captain and all Diamond Princess teammates, we wish you a safe and pleasant onward journey.
Show you guys my bay window view. The view is like that. My nanny is
Serving food.
yeah, okay. So this is my window view, guys. Window view. Should have
When you're done,
yeah, wait. Okay. So this is. What's this ship, honey? Big one.
that's the fuels the
This is my window view, guys. It is nice and amazing. That's my window view. That's the Singapore signature. What do you call this? Hotel building. Marina Bay. And my nanny is eating in front. This is the buffet area. They will close at 9, so we have still 10 minutes more. So I'm getting full. Please inform this live stream because I will get food. So this is my window view again. One more time.
So nice.
Hi guys.